Hi there guys, and welcome back to another episode, round 9 today of the Ollie Bearman Path to Greatness. And we are here for our home race at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. And spoiler alert from last time out, it was a weekend of two halves. In the sprint race, everything went perfectly for us, and we assumed that in the Grand Prix, things would be similar. However, they were the complete opposite. So this weekend, we are looking for a complete performance, not just in the sprint race, as we here are now in qualifying for one-shot qualifying. We run a little bit wide off the opening corners, and hopefully we can get a little bit of a boost here from being in front of our home crowd for this weekend. And currently that seems to be the case, as we are ending off sector 1 just narrowly behind the leader, constantly fluctuating between first and second, and we're looking good so far. The car's feeling nice and good to drive, very planted. Heading towards sector 2 now. This might be where we struggle ever so slightly with the lack of downforce compared to some of the other cars, but we are still maintaining it high at the moment. But as you can just see there, the lead car, the ghost car, is starting to pull away now through this section, which isn't ideal for us, but as long as we stay in close proximities, then we should be on for a good result come the start finish line. Heading now down the hanger straight up towards Stowe. What can we do? And we're still, actually no, it's quite bad until we come through Stowe. Actually, we're now up into the top 10, heading into the final left and right before the final corner, and it's a very good run of corners here as we now promote ourselves up into P4. Brilliant result.
The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action, and until then, goodbye.
And with that solid performance in qualifying, we progress to a 74 rating with Bearman, going up very nicely. Hopefully we can go up a few more between now and the end of the season. Let's get straight into the sprint race.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint race then. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? The 3.6 miles of Silverstone Circuit in Great Britain should be familiar to fans and drivers alike. Built on the side of a World War II airbase, the track features 18 corners and some good opportunities to overtake at the end of 2 DRS zones, located on the... And we welcome you.
Right, mate, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but I want you to treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks, please.
We're here now for the sprint race, and it's 5 lights and away we go. On the reverse grid, starting in P6, we have currently been outdone, but we do make a move up turn 1. Oh, and someone tries to make a move on us as well. We maintain P5 and we're sniffing for P4. Straight down the inside, already up to P4 here. We have our blood pumping through our body very fast here. We are really excited and making a really fast start. Up from P6 into P4, already heading down the Wellington Straight in towards Luffield. We are on the verge of a podium, which is fantastic already, just off the back of Fittipaldi and Leclerc for P3 and P2. Let's see if we can stick with these cars heading through the middle sector of Maggots and Beckett's and try and capitalise on that come the end of the first lap. Here we are then, guys, heading on now to the end of the first lap, and we have indeed caught up to the back of the leading trio, and we're going to look to see if there's any potential openings for overtaking. DRS will be enabled as well very shortly. We're currently closing every single corner up on Fittipaldi, and we have a little moment there, but we skip towards the end of lap 2 now, and we're going for the move, and we're in a provisional... No, we're not. We're in P4. I thought we was in P3. Not quite, but nevertheless, a fantastic overtake here with the fastest lap to our name as well. This is going really good for us at the moment. Up now into P4 with Leclerc ahead of us for P3. Skipping on now from lap 4 to the start of lap 5. We haven't been able to make any inroads on the podium as of yet, but we are as close as we have ever been to the back of Leclerc for P3. And we're coming through these first few corners now, getting ever closer, almost pushing Leclerc through these corners, coming on to the Wellington straight now, ready to open up that DRS. And we're looking for an opportunity maybe down into Luffield. Here we go. Oh, not quite. We get shoved slightly wide, but we're going to have another stab at the overtake if we can. Nope, the drive's not quite there out of the corner, but we are definitely not dropping back like we were in the last Grand Prix. We're holding our own, staying with the leaders. That is positive news as it stands for the championship, and hopefully we can do something equally as spectacular in the main race. Having a look at Leclerc, very argy-bargy, and Leclerc holds on to that P3, narrowly missing out in P4.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
He has left them all behind. Dennis Hauger takes the checkered flag.
It might not be the same points as the feature race, but it is the same podium, and they get to wave at the fans from it.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be MP Motorsport picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. There will be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you'll join us at the next race when Formula 2 returns.
We displayed really strong pace there in the sprint. I think we can take that forward into the feature race as well and get a very positive result and lots of points for the championship.
It's Sunday, and that means it's race time here at Silverstone. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the race. So Silverstone's 3.6 miles of tarmac and 18 corners are no stranger to rain, even in these conditions without the DRS. So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's results with a look at the starting grid. J.N. Daruvula lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Teo Porcher. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vesti, Bearman, Brad Benavides, Doohan, Fittipaldi, Hauger, Leclerc, Ayumu Awasa, Hadjar, Verschoor, Victor Martins, Clement Novalak, Maloney, Stanek, Correa, and Roy Nissany. Boschong, Cordial, Miney, and Jack Crawford completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right, mate, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but I want you to treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks, please.
Oh no, this is not what we would have wanted. It's wet weather here in Silverstone. Starting P4, it's 5 lights, and away we go. And this is not what we wanted, wet weather. We were flying in the dry. We need to see very fast if we can keep up with the cars ahead. Our car is very, very shaky when it comes to wet weather usually. So fingers crossed we can do some good things here. Immediately straight up the inside of our teammate Vesti, up onto the podium in P3. This is already looking tricky. We're sliding all over the place. Although saying that, we did manage to, I think it was win in Baku in the wet, so it's definitely not out of possibility. But this is a very different sort of track to Baku, so yeah, we're going to need to have lots of thoughts on how to win this one. We're not looking as stable out of the corners at the moment. We're wriggling through like a worm, but nevertheless maintaining P3. As we head towards the end of the first lap, we're actually gaining on the two leaders of Daruvala and Pourchaire, our two main rivals in the championship. Top three in the championship are the top three in the Grand Prix. And how perfect is that for a battle?
Experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to
We're just starting to drop off the leaders ever so slightly. However, we get towards the end of this lap and actually we're all over the back of P2 man Daruvala. I'm not sure how we've been able to gain that time, but we are all over the back pressing for P2. We're not looking behind us at the moment. We're only looking to get that victory here in our home race, and it's looking good at the moment. We're showing a strong level of pace, which I was a little bit worried about after the dry pace in the sprint, but it's going well so far for us. We're on lap 3 and we're doing really, really well, so hopefully it can stay like this. And we get so close to Daruvala here in the braking zone, much more comfortable for the moment. And the only thing I'm thinking is, have the cars around us been saving their tyres a little bit more? We are rapid in this first half of the Grand Prix. We're gonna see about that as we get to the final few laps. But we're not thinking about the final few laps. We're thinking about the here and the now, and we're going for it absolutely here. Skipping on to the start of lap 5, we have our questions answered, and we have pushed too hard early on our tyres, and we're wriggling all over the place again, oversteer and understeer central, as the first two of Pourchaire and Daruvala are both streaking off down the road, and we're having to defend hard from our teammate Vesti for the last podium position. It's not looking comfortable in any shape or form at the moment. Just praying that we can hold on at this point. Less than 2.5 laps to go now. We now skip on to the end of the penultimate lap on lap 6, coming out of Maggots and Beckett's onto the hanger straight. We get an absolute tank slapper, and we're under all sorts of pressure from our teammate Vesti behind. He's trying to take that last podium position away from us, but we are able to hold on for the moment. There's only going to be one lap left for anyone to take this podium away, but it's so difficult. We're lacking any grip at all. We have none. We're running on absolute ruined tyres with no grip, absolutely shot. So this is going to be a real test of skill and will for this final lap. We're having to defend the inside from our teammate. Vesti catches us napping, but we just hold on somehow. And I think Vesti actually has been slowed down there, as he has now lost out the position to Benavides actually in P4 now. Benavides up to P4, taking the place away from our teammate. And now on the final lap at the end, here we are coming down the hanger straight. We have Benavides trying to take that podium on one last gasp. and he goes to the outside, but he's not able to get past and make a move stick. And it will be a brilliant podium here for us after messing up our tyres from the first half of the race. It looked so good. It looked nailed on that we were going to win, but it didn't quite work out that way. And we are really happy with a podium today, and it's back on the podium. P3 for Ollie Bearman.
Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
Teo Pourchaire has done it. Teo Pourchaire takes the checkered flag.
Momentum is everything at this mid-stage of the season. We're getting towards the business end of things. What a brilliant way to continue that momentum into the end of the year.
ART, the French team who have been racing since the 90s in various forms of motorsport, are once again back on the winner's podium today after a brilliant display of driving skill. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling instalment when Formula 2 returns.
That was a very successful weekend for Bearman in the championship. We didn't lose too many points there at all. If you did enjoy the video, guys, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you for another one very soon. Take care all. Peace.